hopefully they'll show up. We'll get started though. I'm Carol Hutchinson. I'm the County Administrative Officer. I'm also co-coordinating this recovery with Supervisor Rob Brown, and I led the recovery for the Valley Fire. So nice to see you all tonight. So again, with me tonight is Rob Brown, our 5th District Supervisor, and Ray Ruminski, our Environmental Health Director. We also have a number of community partners in the audience tonight, and we'll recognize them or let anybody and everybody speak that would like to tonight. We also have the microphone over here. If you'd like to ask a question of any of our speakers, we ask that you come to this microphone to do it so everyone can hear. We are live streaming tonight on our LakeCountyRecovers.com page and also on the Facebook page, which is the Lake County OES Facebook page, correct? Yes, okay. And so I know that there was a Mike Thompson meeting tonight competing with us, and for people that choose that meeting instead of this one, they can watch our meeting after the fact. So with that said, tonight's meeting really is all about the continued focus on debris removal, and we'll start with Ray.
Thank you. The part of this fire recovery that I'm involved in is the debris removal, particularly the state-sponsored and state-funded program to remove all the ash and debris from the lots. And our main state agency is Cal Recycle. They've been able to assemble a management team from several different state agencies. So in the incident command system, in the standard emergency management system, we have a team that's working right now out of the old bank building office down on Main Street. And we're taking sign-ups on a ROE right of entry agreement. And so far the numbers are we have 89 properties, 89 homeowners have signed up to have our operation clean your lot. And parallel to that, owners can work with a private contractor, and there's about 27 signed up with that, and almost all of them are with a Cherno Excavating local company. The state-sponsored program has started Monday with the household hazardous waste removal, and that's a quick sweep through the lots, and it'll take household hazardous waste material and large pieces of asbestos material that they observe. They'll also be making some reports, and that's going on now. And at the end of today they completed about 45 lots, some in town close in and some out in Copsey Creek Ranch subdivision. So that's kind of where we are now. If you know someone, if you're thinking of signing up for the state program, I have some of the sign-up forms, the right of entry agreement with me. You can get them at the Lakeport Environmental Health Office. You can download them from the Lake County Recovers website. Very convenient. You can walk into the office we have at the bank building. We want to get as many sign-ups as we can so we can be most efficient with our work crews. We will have a deadline for that. October 14th is the first deadline. We're making plans with the state contractors and consultants, so we want to get as many signed up. And the reason we're doing this, and the reason we're kind of supervising the private contractors' work, is because the ash and the burn debris is a hazard. It's a dust hazard, it's an inhalation hazard. There may be asbestos, there definitely is heavy metals. Ash itself is an irritant. A major part of the program is to control dust, and at the end, if a property owner walks away from his lot and does not clean it up with one of these options, then the third option is the county writes up a notice of nuisance in order to abate, and there's an abatement process on private property. It's not desirable. It's something the county wants to avoid. It's something the property owners wants to avoid. My goal on that is to have 0 lots remaining in the abatement process, and that's what we want to do. So if you know someone, if you're thinking about it, make your decision. You can use our program with the state-funded, state-managed. You can use a private contractor. Make your decision quickly, because we want to get the plans underway. There's the rainy season. State contracts are temporary, and that's what we want to do. But now, what the state program will do in following up on this household hazardous waste operation that's going now, the state contractor will be Tetra Tech, that is the environmental management, and their first task will be site assessment, they call it. They'll get a team on each lot. They'll take notes, they'll take measurements, they'll take photographs, they'll prepare a bunch of notes and give it to the planning section in our office. They will work up plans and hand it to the work crew. Specific states will be that contractor. They will begin mobilizing supplies and equipment probably Monday, and they will actually have some work crews with heavy equipment out on the first lots later in the week, maybe Thursday, and those crews will consist of an excavator, a skid steer with their operators, a couple, 2 to 3 to 4 hand laborers. They will be supported by water trucks and dump trucks, and that's what the actual work crew will look like. They'll separate the metal, they'll haul off the ash, they'll scrape up enough of the soil to make sure they get all the ash. They'll then turn it back to the Tetra Tech consultant. They'll do confirmation sampling, and the lot will look like what the Churno excavating lots have already looked like. You can see a few of those around town that have been completed. So that's kind of the basics of the program. And like I said, we want as many people who are going to sign up to make your decision and sign up. We'll make it as easy for you as you can to turn in the right of entries, and that's kind of the program, and we can try to answer any questions.
Ray, why don't you just go ahead, since you have the mic, go ahead and take any questions that people have.
Yeah, we'll
Come up to the mic.
Questions for the cleanup operation. So thanks very much.
Okay, well, I don't have a whole lot to add other than I spoke with CAL FIRE. They weren't able to make this meeting today, but in the past meetings, it's come up that there have been certain things that people asked for as far as erosion control and some culvert repair, damage that was done during the fire by equipment. And they're working through these, and Battalion Chief Bertelli said to tell anybody, if they get a hold of me, my phone number is 349-2628. I can relay to him or put you in contact with him what those concerns are, and they can address those as they have in the past. But other than that, we're just working. Our main focus right now, as Ray said, is the cleanup. Get the debris cleanup done, get these ROEs done, and get all this happening before the rains really hit. This last rain that we had, wasn't enough to cause a great deal of concern, but it's a reminder that the rains are coming, so we want to get this done and these lots all cleared and ready to go for rebuild soon. So that's our main focus. Any questions? Yeah, Russ, gotta come up to the mic, please, because we're streaming this.
On the lot cleanup, can the homeowner go in and mark the corners before whoever cleans it up gets in there so that they aren't destroyed?
Yes. Particularly if you have a town lot or a subdivision lot, marking the corners is good. Our crews will look at the fence line and try to estimate the corners. Anything you can do to mark it is just all the better. If you know where your water meter utility is, mark that. If you know where your septic system is, or if you have a large lot and it has a water supply well, private water system, mark that. If there's other features on your lot that our heavy equipment crews should know about, mark that. And they will give each person a call 24 to 48 hours before they actually mobilize with a work crew. And they want the information that you have on your property, so they minimize damage, and they don't take what you don't want taken, and they want to take what you do want taken, and they'll want to work with every property owner to get the lot cleaned and to get your needs met.
Okay, that's good to know. Any particular way they want it marked? Pipe or stake, wood stake, or?
What they will use on their system is kind of like this. They'll, if they have metal only,
Ray, I don't know that the mic's picking you up.
yeah, sorry, thanks. Water and water utilities, blue paint on the ground. Metal that's okay to remove, they mark that with a green paint. If something's a hazard, a hazardous material, a chemical hazard, they'll mark it with orange. If our asbestos consultant identifies asbestos material, they'll mark that with pink.
I want to hold that up. Can you pick that up, Tony?
Don't know, but I can post it.
So
No, it's not.
No.
We can get this. I'll leave
Here,
this
wait.
for someone, for anyone that wants it. This is also taped in the window at our office there. But these are the basics.
Okay, what I was more asking is, how did you want the homeowner to, or property owner, to mark their corners?
Survey markers.
If you have a piece of lath, you can drive that in just like this. You know, you can't actually practice surveying without a license, but you can put a piece of lath in, put a wooden stake or a steel stake, tie the flagging tape on it. You can mark it like that.
If the survey marker's already there, it's already there.
That's right, it's just
Yeah.
a matter of finding it.
Yeah, just mark
Yeah.
it real good with paint, whatever, yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Any other questions?
Okay, next we're going to introduce Greg Coates, who's our chief building official representing community development tonight.
Thanks.
Good afternoon. What I would like to give to you this evening is some permitting updates as to the Clayton fire as of to date. Currently, we've issued 11 demolition permits and 1 permit to repair the damage and 1 electrical permit, 1 re-roof permit. That's all we've issued to date. What I do have for you currently, though, if you missed the first initial Clayton meeting at Lower Lake High School, is a wealth of information as to what you need to do if you want to put in a temporary dwelling before you start your rebuild, what you need to do to get a building permit. So myself and the planning department has put together a packet that has a wealth of information that would answer probably any question that you might have, and I'm going to put on the table for you to take before you leave if you would like one. But it probably would answer any question that you might have, but certainly if you have any questions here today, I'll certainly do my best to answer it for you. Any questions?
Okay, so that completes our reports from the table, but we have a number of folks in the audience that I want to recognize and give an opportunity to add anything they'd like to add. First of all, I need to thank our host, Mike Dean in Lower Lake Community Action, the chair guy. Thank you. Mike, do you have anything to announce tonight?
Just that one thing about voting.
Oh, yes, the voting thing. Thank you. Mike brought up the fact that, as we understand it, if you are using a forwarding address right now because you're not able to be in your home, that apparently ballots do not get forwarded. Maybe they're not first-class mail. Anyway, between now and our next meeting, we'll get the full scoop on that. You should still have plenty of time to do something about that by the time of our next meeting, which is in 2 weeks. And Tony, if you'll remind me, we'll also put the answer to that question on our website.
Yeah, and this, I don't remember the exact process, but we went through this with the Valley Fire too, and she has it available. Diane Fridley has it up there. You know, obviously, post office box is still their post office box, but I think that the local mail is held at the post office. I think there's a way for that, but I thought they did forward them.
Apparently not from what I've heard. I mean, I got an email from somebody saying they wouldn't forward it. So.
From somebody from elections?
No, this isn't.
I think they do. Yeah, I think because they did that in the Valley Fire, they forwarded them onto their new address, but they were still registered to vote. Even if they were living outside of the district, they were still registered to vote in the district. Yeah.
And Doug Gearhart, our air quality director, is here. Any update for the community? All good? Air quality's good. Thank you. Is Lower Lake County Waterworks represented tonight? Not seeing them. American Red Cross could not be here tonight, but asked me to make a point of providing their phone number. If you need a referral for services, you can reach them on their client hotline. The number is 707-438-7059. California Hope is here. Gretchen, would you like to? No. At this point, the California Hope program runs out October 14th, we're sorry to say. They're right there. Grab them. Lake County Fire. Willie's here? Anything to add, Willie?
No, we're just monitoring, kind of driving around, meeting with the homeowners as we can.
Monitoring, driving around, meeting with homeowners as you can, and everybody knows how to reach Willie if you'd like. 911's his number, and that's Chris's number too. Are you guys roommates? So, speaking of Chris, the undersheriff, and also with OES, anything to add tonight?
Nothing to add.
Thank you. First District Supervisor Jim Comstock. Anything, Jim? If you know where the mic is.
Can I just go back to Chris for just a second? The last meeting, there were some issues that came up, but since then you put on extra patrols, and I've seen some of the emails and the aggressive position that the Sheriff's Office has taken, so maybe you can just elaborate on that a little bit.
Yes, after the last meeting that I attended, wasn't able to attend the one a couple weeks ago, but the one prior to that at the Lower Lake Schoolhouse Museum I did. And I gave direction to our staff to have more high visibility patrols in the area when time allows. They're still handling routine calls for service all throughout the county, but to try to focus on these areas. I know there was an incident that occurred just a few days ago where a property owner contacted the Sheriff's Office regarding finding somebody on either their property or adjacent property. We contacted that person, and the deputy that handled the call chose to cite that person rather than physically arrest them and take them to jail. That was my call. I did not give any specific direction at the time. I put this message out whether to cite or arrest, but to take the appropriate action. Unfortunately now with Proposition 47 and some of these other propositions, a lot of times these folks, if we arrest them, they get out of jail before we can even start our paperwork. So I'm sorry that some people felt that we should have taken them to jail. I can give some more specific direction next time when I'm done to address those areas, but we're going to continue to do as much patrol as we can in the area as time allows and to try to safeguard people's property.
And I think to elaborate on what you're saying, the choice is either cite them out in the field or take a deputy off the street for a couple hours, drive them all the way to Lakeport, let them get cited out there. So the outcome is going to be exactly the same. It's just going to take more time for a deputy to take off the street.
That's true, and now the ball's in the district attorney's hands. It wasn't that they get a citation and it's all over with. The DA will review the case now, and then the DA will have the final decision on the appropriate charges to charge this person with.
And Chris, I just want to personally thank you for responding so quickly. That same evening of our meeting 2 weeks ago, you had gotten the word that it was a concern expressed here about neighborhood security. And first thing the next morning, you had the email message out to your deputies advising them to step it up, and it's greatly appreciated. Thank you.
You're welcome. And any other issues arise, and I'm not around, people know how to get a hold of me. So
call him at Willie's house, 911.
And I'll get it out to you.
All right, Supervisor Comstock.
You have an easy number to remember. Send any concerns that you have, any of the local residents. I give my phone number out dozens of times. I will give it again, 490-5480, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And it's worked. Ray and his people do an outstanding job, and Carol and Rob and Greg. Our agencies have, unfortunately, had a little too much experience with this, and we're getting a little too good at it. We hope we don't get good at it anymore, but I want to congratulate the agencies and what they've done. And the citizens here are hurting. It's been another very traumatic time, but the agency's response, we're geared up and ready to go, and I want to congratulate everybody on the job. Once again, my phone number, if you need to get a hold of me, 490-5482.
Thanks, Jim. And Sean from Fish and Game is here. Anything to add to the discussion? Fish and Game's part of the debris cleanup operation. That might surprise you to know. Here he comes. Thank you, Sean, putting you on the spot.
That's all right. First of all, I'd really like to thank your community for being very gracious and having strangers come and visit your town. We are working diligent, and we are very passionate about what we do. We're all volunteers, and we come up here on our free accord and to help out. And this is, my specialty has been oil spills, but this is the first fire I've worked, and it's much more emotional than I anticipated. And so I don't want to quote somebody, but I do feel your pain, and I'm very sensitive to that. And I appreciate all the just goodwill. The people are very happy to see us up there. So the team that I'm working with is very experienced, and they're very top notch. It's a very complex cleanup, as you know, so it does take time. So I do ask for your patience. We're going to have a lot of equipment out here. We're going to have school children's and trucks and stuff. So if you just be mindful and patient with us, we'd really appreciate it. Other than that, just thank you for allowing me to be in your community.
Thanks, Sean. And oftentimes at these meetings we have utility provider representatives here. I don't think I see any tonight. Stand up if I'm missing you. If you have utility provider concerns and you'd like to call Rob Brown, he'll chase people down to help you. You have something else?
One other thing, and it's kind of early yet, a couple months away, but I just wanted to throw this out there that we're working with Senator McGuire's office and Redwood Credit Union for a Christmas party for fire survivors, the kids, and that. And then as we get closer to December, some of the meetings as we come, we'll iron that date down. But we're working on those details right now. In fact, we're having a meeting on that on Monday and try to figure out a place. And Willie and I talked about maybe having it here at the Brick Hall. Is that correct, Willie?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're working on those details now.
You're supposed to call it a holiday party.
Yeah.
Holiday.
Lake County?
Yeah.
Fern Lake County, it's Christmas party.
Is there a report from Team Lake County?
Anyone from Team Lake County?
Ed's here, but
Anything to add, Ed?
You're doing great.
Thanks.
Thank you, Joan.
Does anybody out in the audience have anything else to add or a question to ask? Go ahead.
Yeah, not a question asked. This time, naming people, I also represent LARCA, Lake Area Rotary Club Association. And we do have some funding available for small grants. And we can be reached at larca5130.org. larca5130.org. Please contact us if we can help you, we will.
Thank you so much, Russ.
I got a check for you too, Russ. I'll get it to you this next week or so. I have a check.
You gotta talk louder. I can't hear you.
I have a check.
He has a check for you.
I heard that.
Hey, Mike, what's up?
I just wanted to let people know that while the Recovery Center at Cobb has closed, the materials were transferred down to Middletown, and they are subsequently going to be moved up to St. Vincent de Paul in the next couple of days. We moved containers to St. Vincent de Paul for the giveaway program, and also for their House in a Box program.
Where is St. Vincent de Paul?
St. Vincent de Paul is on Charter Street off of 53, right behind the chicken place.
Jack in the Box.
Jack in the Box, whatever. Next to, yeah.
KFC.
KFC.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So behind KFC.
Thank you.
So we moved 4 more containers down to them so they can do the House in the Box. But right now they're going to be doing essentially the clothing giveaway and some non-perishable food giveaway. We hope to have them up and running by the middle of next week. The other food program is going to be the Lower Lake Methodist Church. We need an electrician to wire that box so that we have capability of having a freezer in there and ventilation, and they're going to start their food program as soon as we get that done.
Thanks, Mike, for making sure that made it to the best place here in the end. Thank you.
We're getting there.
Anybody else? Question or concern? Sir, come on up. Kevin. This is Kevin from California Hope. Oh, excuse me,
That's
wrong
okay.
Hope. Sorry.
We'll
And
take whatever hope we
he's
can get.
going on after October 14th.
Yes,
Thank you,
we
Hope
are.
City.
Just to let everyone know, building is going outstanding right now over in Middletown, and we are doing homes for Clayton. As we get those applications, we're getting them processed. Funding has not been real strong, unfortunately, for the Claytons, so we're hoping that we can, Senator McGuire's grant, this loan program that we've been working on for quite some time, hopefully it will help. It'll be enough to cover, it's the Cal home, and you can talk about that in a moment, Rob. And I think that that's going to be a real good solution, because we are going to be a partner here to help build without question. And what we've decided to do is we're going to split our teams 4 to 1. So we try to work with 5 teams in a week, and so for every 4 homes that we're doing in Middletown or Cobb, or for the Valley Fire, the other fires, we'll do 1 for the Clayton. So we're going to be trying to balance that out so that we don't have to put the Clayton families at the very end of the project, so we can get things moving a little bit sooner. But we do have applications available online, and we're here to help wherever we can. Thanks.
The Cal Home program that Kevin referred to, Senator McGuire talked about that at his town hall meeting in Middletown a few months ago. Yeah, in June. Yeah, and that was a little bit premature. We're still working on that. There's an organization out there that is going through the application process right now. Should be done maybe the next week or so to send off to Housing Community Development, HCD, in the state, and that will provide funding for up to 70 or 80 homes, depending upon how much they can give us. So we're still working on the funding for that. We should know something by the end of the month.
And this was the program that there was talk about having a workshop about a month or 2 ago. I'm sure you remember that. And that workshop will take place, but we have just been waiting to have firm enough information to give you about how it's going to work. So, but there will be loans available through that program to help with the cost of reconstruction. Anybody else? I just want to remind you on behalf of Greg that he's got comprehensive packets here for folks who are considering rebuilding. I would encourage you to grab one. Our next meeting date is October 19th. That's 2 weeks from tonight. We're going to go back indoors, and it sounds like it's a good thing because rain is in the forecast. That meeting will be on the 2nd floor of the Lower Lake Museum at 6 p.m. So we're going back to our 6 p.m. schedule. We had moved these outdoor meetings up a half hour because of the daylight factor. So we'll look forward to seeing you again in 2 weeks, 6 p.m. at the museum. Thanks, everybody.